Hey everybody, GravyTrain here with another episode of GravyTraining. So this episode, I'm going to cover the recently reworked Dhaegon. Well, not that recently, but in the last like 3 or 4 months, they reworked Dhaegon, gave him an epic, and gave him an ultimate skin. So I'm going to cover all of those things right now. So first of all, this is what the ultimate skin looks like. Um, Pretty cool. I have my Dagon runed for maximum damage, so I've got a Tainted rune, an Evasion rune that he can survive first round, an Enabler rune, an Enabler rune, and an Enabler rune. I could probably go with more Tainted if I have them, but I have them kind of spread out on other heroes. So, but his epic is disgusting. So here are his epic stats. He has 30% attack, which is just gross. 20% max health, 20% defense. It pretty much doesn't get better stats-wise for a hero. With a 30% chance to deal 1.3 times ranged lightning damage to all enemies and then paralyze. And this is just gross. He does so much damage. Jumping to his stats, first of all, this is the ability. No, what is it? No, no. There we go. This is the ability that comes from his epic skin, or from his ultimate skin. It is he gets Mantle of the Storm. He starts dungeons with Mantle of the Storm, taking no damage from ranged attacks for 1 turn. If this hero would be killed for the first time, he heals 1% of his max health instead and regains Mantle of the Storm. So, yeah, that's like a repeatable, unbreakable heart, and he's immune to ranged damage to boot. So, you're going to have to kill him twice. I don't know if Shield Piercing probably goes through it, so that's about the only upside, but pretty darn good. Just makes a tough hero even more survivable. And you can see here, like, his attack, I've almost gotten to 24,000 attack. I probably could go a little bit higher, but not a lot. I don't think you're going to get him much above 24 with his base stats. His other passives, then. He is a dwarf. He never misses. Enemies can't dodge attacks, and he does bonus damage to enemy with high dodge chance. So, assassins, Arya, anybody running an evasion rune, you're going to get hammered. He's armored, so he takes less damage from physical attacks. He is impervious, cannot be poisoned, burned, frozen, chilled, envenomed, shocked, nor diseased. The important thing really is frozen. The rest of those, shocked maybe, but because he's armored, but mostly that's not a big deal on the rest of it. The burns could be a big deal, like he can't get any of the chaos burns or hellfire burns or any of that. Dwarven Dynamo. So dwarf allies deal 2 times damage to shocked, silenced, or paralyzed targets, and gain +1 energy on crits. So that's just kind of gross. They just gain more energy. I've watched watched Valken do like to war over and over and over. It's just disgusting. On top of which he's fast. This one is a little bit less impressive, although if they end up eventually buffing Rogar, maybe it'll be okay. Like Father, like Son, when on a team with Rogar Stone Crusher, Rogar will make a corresponding follow-up attack on the same target, basic attack followed by basic attack, first ability followed by first ability, etc., after any attack made by this hero. So it's like Jibber and Jabber do this, Rayla does this with other heroes. If the power is powered down, it will still go off, but it will exhaust whichever power it is. So if Rogar's S1 is up, then he'll still do the attack, but if it's down, he'll still do the attack. If it's up, he'll do the attack, and the power will be down again. Epic Forgotten Might. All allies gain 25% damage penetration. That's huge. And then dwarves gain 10% chaos damage. That is also huge. So that means it's effectively 2/3 of having a tainted rune on them effectively just by being on the same team with Dhaegon. So putting him together with Rhaegar, or with not with Rhaegar, with Valken or and I'm drawing a complete blank, Haegrim. With Haegrim or Valken or even Therend. I mean, they're going to be doing just disgusting damage. So, very, very strong. His abilities, I don't think, his abilities haven't changed. The stats might have changed a little bit. They're actually factoring in the enabler runes now. So it's a melee physical attack dealing 1300 base damage with a chance to shock the target plus 105% chance to deal 1.3 times range lightning damage to all enemies when paralyzed. So that is the first time I've actually seen that calculated, although I might not have really looked at the basic attacks of other heroes like that. Electrified Whirlwind is still a melee lightning attack on all enemies for 2263 base damage and a chance to shock. Reduces the first enemy's energy by 1, so it doesn't hit everybody, but whichever hero they attack loses energy. Resounding Pounding is a 3 melee physical attacks on a target for 1200 base damage. If the target was killed, it fears and lowers the attack of all other enemies by 74%. That is enormous. Even if it's 74% chance of base, that still cascades through. So yeah, either way, you're going to end up with just a massive reduction in attack. And that's on the entire enemy team. And melee physical attack for 2069 base damage, 85% splash damage. I mean, it's just paralyzes and silences on hit. I mean, this is a finishing move by far. It's gross. So Dhaegon is definitely an SS hero. He's top tier. We'll show you just how crazy it is in play. So here we go. We got a team. It does have Rayla on it, or not Rayla. The new Rayla. Serenity has Serenity on it. So this is my absurd team. And you'll watch, and then the other thing is because Archon gives 25% attack power, that means I'm sitting right around 30k attack before any other buffs. And yeah, so I don't have foresights on him, so he's just going to do an epic attack. And almost killed one of the heroes. Apparently somehow didn't do much damage in the other ones, I don't know why. And then Archon will come in and pretty much finish everything off. That'll do it. We'll run a couple of more. But I think, if you caught the podcast that Crippy and I did last night, there's really not much to playing Dhaegon. He is a blunt instrument that hits like a wrecking ball. And pretty much when it's not Lily, it's point and kill. Even though it's a basic attack, it doesn't, or an epic attack, it doesn't count as a single target attack though, so. So I'm sure that you've probably been steamrolled by a team like this in the past. Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much throw Dhaegon anywhere. I don't think I have any other dwarves ruined, but yeah, I mean, you can pretty much throw him on any team, and he does exceptionally well. The fact that he's fast means you can act before most everybody else. Just has to survive against an enemy Dhaegon or something like that in slot 1, so that's where the evasion doesn't really help do that, but he'll survive against Archons and other stuff. So anyhow, I hope this is helpful. I hope that you liked it. Hit a thumbs up for me if you would. And yeah, look forward to seeing your comments and your thoughts. Take care.